Today we'll talk about the power of leverage, which our leader did justice to. And the third day we talked about the power of network marketing, which was highly explained and expatiated well. And yesterday we talked about building generational wealth, which our leader did building justice. And today, as we round up, we'll be discussing on understanding the vision of Century 21 Freedom Group International. I'll be giving us the two insights of the organization so that you guys will know fully what this organization entails, where are we coming from, our background, and so on and so forth. And I believe we are fully ready. Now, without taking much time, I'm going to break something down for us. In the beginning of this business, C2 Energy was formed on the 13th March 2016 in Abuja with the sole aim of providing mentorship as well as a better way of running network marketing professionally. Now, with the system, with the knowledge that our masterminds have gathered, the way we run network marketing is entirely different. Now, we all know that Nigeria is a third world country, and we run network marketing like the way first world country run network marketing. Because when we started in 2016, and our mother company, Alliance Emotion Global, the representative came to Nigeria to find out how are we doing it that is making us to succeed. They were amazed by the system, but it's not only our help, it is the help of God. So 13th of March 2016 officially were incorporated and we launched in Abuja, and we had a sole aim. Now, there are 5 persons who started the organization, and they are known as the mastermind. 5 individuals come together. You know, when God wants to save a particular family or save a particular generation, He will pick some certain set of people, break them first, and remold them to His will. These people say, God, I'm ready, use me. Now, the 5 individuals are included, namely Ambassador Michael Okoli, which is the president of C2NFG, Ambassador Michael Okoli Kanayo. Second person is Dr. Victor Abausi. That is the mastermind of the 381 family, which took us on Millionaire School this morning. The third person is Ambassador Obianefo Isimai. Ambassador Dr. Obianefo Isimai, which is the mastermind of the 247. Now, there are different reservation codes under C2 Energy. Century 21 Freedom Group is the one that launched Diamond Project. Now, we have Ambassador Vincent Unwosu. That's the mastermind of the 21st century. That's 730. That's the reservation code. And we have Ambassador Festus Unwosu. That is the mechanic that joined this business as a mechanic. He was a professional mechanic in Peugeots, but he was fortunate to come across this opportunity, and today this guy is a legend, a mechanic, now mentoring professors. Some of us have joined the business earlier as medicine times the number. We've had the story. Maybe for the sake of time, I will share the story with some of us later. I will send the link to us. Now, C200 is headed by the president in the person of Ambassador Michael Okoli Kanayo. Now, the next level of leaders are the G8 leader. After the mastermind, we have the words, the G8 leader. Now, our own G8 leader is Ambassador Dr. Elijah Udoka. Now, if you check your reservation code, you will see 381. 381 is the code of the mastermind. You will now see MB. You will see 381 MB, which everybody is operating it. That is the code of our G8 leader. That is the G8 leader of the Star Nation. Dr. Mbao wasn't part of the primary mastermind, but Dr. Mba is the mastermind of Star Nation presently. Because of his level of success and results, he has no choice. Now, we have a vision statement, we have a mission statement that we are running with. Now, our vision statement is to raise financially free people. Ladies and gentlemen, we will raise other financially free people who will collectively use their resources and affect the world positively. Imagine every one of us here, we are all financially free. And we decide to go to a particular community and donate resources to them to transform it positively. That is a blessing to us. But you can't raise people that are financially free when you're struggling. I hope you're following. Okay. Now we have a mission statement. Now our mission statement is to raise 50,000 diamonds. Is to raise 50,000 diamonds in the connected economy and usher in the next generation world changers. Now, you know the process for a coal to turn to diamond. That's to go through a particular process. That's to go through fire. That's to go through a rigorous eating before it turns towards diamond. Now, what do you mean to raise financially free people? Ladies and gentlemen, financial freedom refers to a state of financial well-being where an individual has enough income and resources. Am I still going? Am I still going? So let me try to correct that. Am I still going now? It's not, let me confirm. Can you hear me? Am I still going? Please confirm you can still hear me loud and clear. I need a response in the chat. And am I still going now, engineer? You've made co-host. Okay, I think it's perfect now. Engineer, please confirm you can still hear me. Confirm you can still hear me.
Loud and clear.
Okay, thank you very much, boss. Okay, now what does it mean to be financially free? Now, financial freedom refers to a state of financial well-being where an individual has enough capital, enough resources to cover their expenses and live the life they desire without being dependent on a paycheck or traditional employment, which means you have control over your finances and the ability and the what? And the ability to make choices based on personal preference rather than what? Than financial constraints. I was discussing with one of my mentees this evening, and we're talking on this exponentially. A lot of people are financially constrained. They can't do what they really want. I believe you can hear me clearly. Engineer, please confirm. Can you hear me clearly, sir?
Loud and clear.
Engineer, can you hear me? Yeah?
Loud and clear.
I can't hear you. Is it clear?
It's much more better. Yeah, confirmed loud and clear, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay. Now, for us to be able to raise financially free people, our core secrets is one thing. Something we'll call mentorship. Now, I'll play a short video for us that make you understand what mentorship can do for you in this business and where it can take you to. So I want you to pay rapt attention very, very well to it so that you understand why we are emphasizing on mentorship.
No sound. No sound. Okay. It's sounding.
Every distributor has their own fair share of upset and disappointments. Things may not go as the way you planned it, but I know and you know that your uplines are resilient. They have this heart of a champion.
I sincerely commend your company for being a strong pillar, positively impacting the lives of many Filipinos by promoting entrepreneurship.
It's amazing and indeed such an honor to have come this far. 12 years and we are still standing, striving and growing.
We were young, we were dumb, we would do it all again. We will never sleep, we will stay up with our friends. Where we going, we don't know. Where we going, we don't know. These memories will fade, but we'll do it again. We were high on you, searching for a happy end. Where we going, we don't know. Where we going, we don't know. We were young, we were dumb, we would do it all again. We will never sleep, we will stay up with our friends. Where we going, we don't know. Where we going, we don't know.
To be in AIM Global is to be a champion for others. All of you are the fuel that gives life to a life foundation. You are champions of hope.
We were dumb.
difficulties of times. I tell you, you will experience hardships. God gave all of those things so you can become a champion. So when you start praying, you'll be a champion of faith. When you start giving back, you'll be champions of giving back. When you start helping others, you'll become champion for helping others. Deep inside each and every one of you, there's a heart beating like a champion. We're here to stay. We're here to support each and every dream that you have for you and your entire family.
I believe you understand what he was trying to say and the power of mentorship. Now, mentorship is we have forthcoming events. We have mega events coming forth on the 6th and 7th in Abuja. We have retreats coming forth in Enugu. We have retreats coming forth in Lagos. I'm not expecting anyone to miss any of these retreats. So if you are listening to me and by any chance you miss, even if you miss the 3, if you can't attend the 3, just attend one. Just try as much as possible to attend one. It's for your own good. Your business should move to the next level. But most importantly, don't attend alone. Attend with someone. Now, break us a little journey of how we started.
I want to tell
The
you a
journey
story. This is the story of the journey so far. I want to tell you a story. This is the story of the journey so far of the biggest business group in Africa. This is a story of sweat, blood, and tears, a story of hardship, a story of storms, a story of pain, and ultimately a story of wealth, of growth, of productivity, a story that ultimately ends in living a good life. Let these stories warm your hearts as you make the decision to partner with the most powerful and formidable business group in this part of the world. It all started in March of 2016 when we launched out our first business campaign called the Own Your Life campaign. It has been 7 years of growing from grace to grace, 7 amazing years. Like I said, this is a story of the biggest business group. I'll tell you a story. This is the story of the journey so far, the biggest of the business group. We launched the Own Your Life campaign on the 13th of March 2016, and with the launch of the Own Your Life storm, the stakes were high. Story of pain. We told ourselves we're going to show people alternative ways to raise money to start a business, alternative ways to raise money to fund a business without taking loans from banks. Let these stories warm your hearts as you make the decision to partner with the you make the decision to partner with the most powerful and formidable business group in this part of the world. It all started in March of 2016. I want to tell you a story. This is the story of the journey years. Without taking loans from banks, without collateral, and without paying back the money that they have generated. And we launched out. We went all out. We picked a formidable company, AIM Global, Alliance in Motion Global, and we partnered with this company to bring our desires to life. Now, what you see on your screen right now was just a couple of the people that did the launch of the only few of us. None of us really look like somebody you really want to follow. But we so believed in our dreams that we decided to leave whatever it is that we were doing. We stopped our businesses, we stopped other jobs we were doing, and we banded together. On your screen was a resignation session of one of our colleagues when he left the bank, and we formed this business group called the Own Your Life campaign. We started running the system. You can see how we look in the pictures there, looking so young, looking so innocent, right? We had no offices of our own to do anything. For us to be able to speak to our people, to teach and train our people, we had to take hotel lobbies to talk to them. We had to use staircases to talk to them. As you can see me talking to people on a staircase, my laptop on the laps of a lady there, and I'm showing them, selling the vision to them, selling the dream to them. This was what we were going through. And we told ourselves, we were going to get to the end of this. We were going to make the best of this business. We were going to create the results that we are truly, truly worthy of. Even though we never had the cash flow, we said, yes, we're going to take this business to the next level. And so we launched this project. We went to the Alliance in Motion Global office to announce our presence. In fact, we are so new that we didn't know that the day of our launch was the anniversary day of AIM Global in Abuja. And so when we went to the office, the place was practically empty, right? We showed our faces and people laughed at us. We had to go to the anniversary venue. We came there in our uniform and we still looked ridiculous and we looked out of place in front of these people. Yet we went ahead and we conducted our launch. That is the registration desk when we started our business launch. And of course, that is the hall where we had our first business launch. Not so big a hall, but the hall was packed because we believed in what we were doing. We believed we had something to show to people, and we believed we had the capacity to produce amazing results in this country called Nigeria. And we went ahead and we launched our business. The hall was so full, it couldn't take all of us. We had to stand, some people had to stand outside and we had to show them what the business is, what the system is. We had to sell the vision to them, even though we were just using a whiteboard and a pen. And we did that outside, showed people the vision, showed people what we were about to do, made them see that the future was going to be great, that great things were going to happen from this business group. And we were relentless. We showed them. And we moved into a very tiny office, one small office that we couldn't even pay the bills. We couldn't even take care of the night bills. It was a problem. The rent was a problem. And yet we went in there, one body, as one unit, a team of people who have made up their minds to create success. And guess what? We shot the business to the next level. We started running the business. On your screen right now, you could see a couple of us who founded the system where we were running a business, just one office in Suite 8. And we didn't give up. We continued to run the system. Our presentation room was very, very small. We could seat less than 14 people. And from that presentation room, we launched the Own Your Life campaign. We started running the system. We started running our business. We kept on grinding the business. It didn't matter what the time was. We walked into the night. We kept on working. We walked into the night. We got a second office. We walked into the night. But guess what? We did not give up. There were so many factors working against us. For one, we had no money. We're just a bunch of young men and young ladies who are trying to find their feet. We had no system to use. We had no tools, no experience, no credibility in the industry, no office space, no support system, no structure on ground. There was nothing for us to use. And it was very, very difficult for us when we started the business because we had nothing to hold on to. But you know what? We persisted. We persisted and we announced our arrival nonetheless. We told people that we were here. We told people that this is what we're going to do. We told them we're going to take this business to the next level. We told them we're going to create millionaires. We told them we're going to be the best of the best. We told them we're going to get to the top of the industry. But you know what? They laughed at us. They laughed at us so much that we doubted our dreams. They laughed at us so much that we thought we had made a mistake. They laughed at us so much that we almost regretted leaving our businesses and leaving our job. But you know what? We persisted. And then, when people saw that they couldn't laugh at us and make us abandon our dreams, we were physically assaulted. So many people had to assault us physically, right? So many people had to carry us to police stations for things that we never did. So many people had to fight us physically, use things on us physically to stop us from running meetings because they saw that we were becoming successful. We were assaulted. But you know what? We persisted. And yet, we didn't stop. And when they couldn't stop us by assaulting us, the slander began. They began to lie against us. They began to go to our parent company and to tell them things against us. They began to bring out false information about us and sell to the public and sell to people to make us, to belittle us and to make us people that will not be relied upon, right? But you know what? We persisted. We persisted. We were branded as a scam on social media. People went on social media and started saying things about us, right? They went there and they said our business group is a scam. You can see my name on the screen right now. They said I was a scam. They took my picture when I was running a presentation. I never knew. They took it to Naira Land and they pasted it there. They called us a scam. Not just me, so many people in our business. This was done to them. But you know what? We did not give up. We did not give up. We persisted. We persisted because we knew where we were going. We persisted because we knew that, yes, we are destined for great things. And they came to buy our conscience. When they couldn't win us by slander, when they couldn't physically assault us, they came to buy our conscience. They came in. They brought money. They brought in companies. These companies came to buy us over so that we can start doing business with them and leave the most powerful company in global that has done everything to make us happy, to make us successful, that have been paying us for a long time. They came to buy our conscience. They came to make us feel that what we are doing will be better with them than with the company that we're currently with. But you know what? We resisted them. We resisted them because we are loyal. We resisted them because we are focused. We resisted them because we know that for us to succeed, we must pitch our tent with one group and work with that one group until we became successful. But we are drained. We were exhausted. We were tired because the pressure was so much on us. Despite the pressures, despite the hardship, despite the difficulties, we persisted. We had some core things driving us, some core things working in our favor. Our hearts were pure. We had a huge dream of the future. Our vision was so clear. Our destination was so clear. We were determined to. We needed to assist those around us who we could see who were not doing very well. We were prepared to die for our success because we knew that the person who is going to win the war is the man who decides to die in that fight. We knew that we needed to produce millionaires and we hadn't produced them. We knew that God was our side and we knew that with God on our side, we were absolutely unstoppable. So we decided never to give up. These core things had to keep on driving us and all gradually started to work out. It was such a relief because as it started to work out, the good life began to show itself. This was when we started on our journey to Philippines. For the first time, we were traveling in the business and we traveled to this most beautiful spot on your screen right now. This place is called the Canyon Cove in Batangas, Philippines, right? That is me sitting down, beautiful place, one of the most beautiful pools I've ever seen in the world. We traveled to Ethiopia. We stayed at the Starlight Hotel in Ethiopia. Took the best teas in the world produced in Ethiopia. We've traveled to the Las Casas Filipino de Acusa. We've stayed at the Twin Towers Hotel. We've traveled. We've done amazing things. The same me who was sitting down in a staircase, teaching people in a staircase today, operates a very palatial office because I said yes to the system and because we resisted and we persisted and we kept on doing the business despite the obstacles. I've seen the sun set in Mauritius. I've gone parasailing in Seychelles. We've had very good laughter in some of the most beautiful places in the world today. We've had amazing meals that cut across boundaries in some of the most beautiful restaurants in the world. I've seen the 7-colored earths in Mauritius. I've crossed the risk factor bridge that connected two mountains. The same me who few years before this time could not even fix my own car. Today, that same me drives a Maserati, one of the most exquisite cars in the world. That same me drives a BMW Exit, a very beautiful car that cures high blood pressure. That same me lives in one of the most beautiful estates you can find in Abuja. The same me who on your screen right now look like somebody who is a charity case. The same me emerged because I subjected myself to mentorship and I decided to push forward and produce the result that I am so truly worthy of. And we have a lot of stories of transformation in our business group, of people who came into the business group, who came from very humble background and who today are living the good life. On your screen is a young lady called Imelda. She used to sell vegetables in the market, but because we said yes to the business and because we persisted and ran this business, today this same lady who joined us, today this same lady is a proud owner of a massive, beautiful Mercedes-Benz E-Class, and this same lady is a 7-figure earner in this most powerful and amazing business. You might want to ask yourself, can anything good come out of this one? This is a young lady who joined us at the age of 17, but guess what? She came from a very humble background and became a millionaire at 19 by working with us in this most beautiful and amazing business. And she was able to gift her parents a very beautiful home. She bought this house, she bought this land, built this house, And this house is now in custody of the family. Why? Because she said yes to the business, because she subjected herself to mentorship, because she felt she really wanted a good life. She was able to build this home and give it as a gift to her mom. What a very beautiful thing that you can have from this business group. Because of this young lady has been able to travel the world, go on amazing, exquisite vacations that she could never have been able to achieve in her life. Today, she drives an amazing Mercedes-Benz, very beautiful car. And today, she too has emerged, living the good life that is truly meant for her. And of course, the young man on your screen right now, can you imagine this young man? This young man lost his father at a very early age and had to take up a lot of responsibilities to take care of his family. He worked with us in our business. We worked with him because of the vision, because of the clarity of the vision. Today, this young man drives a Mercedes-Benz E-Class, does very well for himself. He's able to take care of himself, take care of his family, and live the good life. This is the power of sharing the dream. This is the power of living the good life. If you look at both of them on the screen, you will think they are not the same person, but guess what? They are the same. That is what happened because we said yes to this system. We said yes to this opportunity, and we pushed this opportunity like never before. These are some of our teammates right before we went rock climbing. These are some of our teammates when we went for a vacation to Philippines. These are some of our teammates, a larger group of people when we went on a vacation. This is what is possible because we said yes to this most powerful and amazing business we started in 2016. And we needed a vehicle to drive us to the future. The Own Your Life campaign had run its course, and now we needed a new vehicle to drive us to the future. We launched a new vehicle for the future. Our mission was to raise 50,000 monthly millionaires in the connected economy and to usher in the next generation world changers. We started thinking very, very big. Our vision was clear. Our vision for the new project was to raise the financially free people who will in turn raise other financially free people who will collectively use their resources and begin to impact the world positively. And with this in mind, we created the La Buena Vida, the biggest business group in Nigeria today and in this part of it. As of today, the La Buena Vida is over 1 million strong and counting. Over 1 million people in the La Buena Vida and counting. Countless members of our team, the La Buena Vida, earn ₦1 million in monthly income. Much more people earn in excess of 200,000 naira monthly. Our members now pay fees for children across the country and across so many other places in the world today. We have our members taking care of people. We run the Feed the Family project where we give food to families. We've done this in 2018. We fed 100 families. In 2019, we fed 5,000 families. In 2020, we fed 50,000 families. We went from there and we ran the La Buena Vida We Care project. In the La Buena Vida We Care project, we went into hospitals and took care of the hospital bills of thousands of Nigerians across the country. We didn't end there. We continue with the La Buena Vida Cares project, right? With the La Buena Vida Cares project. It was a fuel palliative where we went out and we gave fuel to people all around Nigeria, all across Nigeria. Give them free fuel in their cars so that they can fuel their cars and use that to generate funds to give themselves a better life. And we did this to taxis, to keke, to bikes, to a whole lot of people. We did this with them. This is because we are in the business of helping people to have it. When we launched the La Buena Vida, we packed full this beautiful event center, the Chida Event Center in Abuja. But today, no event center in Nigeria can take the crowd that comes with the La Buena Vida. Today, we have the most powerful system in network marketing history. Today, we have the most effective structure in network marketing history. Today, we have the most potent business process in network marketing. Today, La Buena Vida is the biggest business group in the whole of Africa. You want to be part of the La Buena Vida. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We have not even started. The La Buena Vida is here. We are here to dominate territories. We are here to take over the world. We are here to build business systems. We are here to raise people to become powerful, to raise people to become successful, to raise people to become the leaders that they are meant to be. Ladies and gentlemen, these are some of the global 8 leaders of the La Buena Vida, being led by Ambassador Michael Okoli, our visionary president. We are here to raise people who will in turn work with other people, who will in turn raise other financially free people and live the life and live the good life, allowing them to influence the world positively. The La Buena Vida is here for you. The La Buena Vida is here to help. We are one team made up of 8 nations, and we are champions. Ladies and gentlemen, the La Buena Vida is the most powerful and effective business group in Nigeria. Join the La Buena, and let us work with you. And together, we shall achieve great things. You are worthy of success. You are built for great. You are meant to be a success story. And we will help you to make that success story a possibility. The La Buena Vida is here to give you the good life. God bless you.
It says you are the next success story, and I believe we got massive value from that. And I believe we understand that very, very clearly. So I'll be rounding up with a video which talks about rise of the entrepreneur. Since we've understand where we are coming from, and I'll be sharing the video with us shortly, so I want us to pay rapt attention very, very well. I repeat, I want us to pay rapt attention very, very well to it. It's extremely important. And I believe we've got massive value. So please get your writing material sets. I repeat, get your writing materials set. Please, can you still hear me? If you can hear me, please go to the chat handle and type 1. If you can hear me, go to the chat handle and type 1, please. Please confirm you can still hear me loud and clear. Engineer, please confirm. Can I still be heard? I'm waiting. Okay. Thank you very much. So rounding up, I'll be sharing the video with us shortly. So please pay rapt attention to the video very, very well.
I'm speeding. Speeding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The world is changing faster than ever. What used to take decades is now taking years or even months.
What you see right now is the
then our children will not do so as us. We've seen our friends get laid off. We've been laid off. We've had our pay cut.
People are overworked and underpaid. They seem to have less time and less freedom. They live under constant pressure.
This is going to be forced. And so even if your employer loves you, they may have to cut you. There's something wrong. That on Monday morning, the heart attack rate increases by 35%.
Technology is accelerating. Job security is declining. It just doesn't seem like the old models of making a living are as reliable as they used to be.
Every aspect of our lives, there's a better way out there, but we're still doing it the old way.
We live in the greatest country on the planet, and there are a lot of people sitting around complaining and being cynical.
like everyone's whining about this old model, and I'm like, why don't you leave it? Look at all this over here. Look at all this opportunity.
Since so much of our lives revolve around our work and the way we make our living, many people are thinking there just has to be a better way.
The biggest challenge facing our world today is not making money, is what are we going to do with all the displaced, unemployed people?
People are afraid that they're going to make the wrong decision. People are afraid of the unknown. People are afraid that maybe I don't have the skills.
Hey, sports fans, industrial age is over. It's dead. It's dying. That's why going to school to get a job is an obsolete idea. A steady paycheck is an industrial age idea.
It's the search for answers that has brought us here together today. My name is Eric Worre, and for almost 30 years I've been an entrepreneur, struggling at times, but ultimately succeeding. As a best-selling author, speaker, and business owner, I've spent my entire career helping millions of people around the world to become entrepreneurs. And I believe strongly that there is, in fact, a better way when it comes to how we make a living. The career landscape has changed dramatically, and many are still working in a model that is completely out of date. What worked for previous generations isn't working as well for people today. In this film, we're going to explore 3 important questions. First, what's really going on in our working world today? Second, in this new economy, is it better to become an entrepreneur, or is it safer to work for someone else? And third, if a person decides to become an entrepreneur and start their own business, how can they do it without taking on massive risk? To help in this journey, I've brought together some of the greatest experts and thought leaders in the field of entrepreneurship to share the real facts with you. My intention is to give you new information that will allow you to make choices that are not limited by an old, outdated model. Let's start by understanding what's going on in our working world today.
Let's look at unemployment. 30–40% of the people are honestly not working, but would be working. What our government does is if you haven't found a job in 6 months, we don't call you unemployed. We pretend you dropped out of the labor force. I've often said that unemployment, particularly structural unemployment, that's unemployment due to technological changes, is the first sign of economic growth. Think of it, 10 people live on an island. They go out every day and fish. One day, new technology shows up. A missionary brings them a net. Now, using the net, one pilots the boat, one throws the net. 2 fishermen can do all the work 10 used to. That's a 500% increase in productivity, 2 doing the work of 10, in one day. You don't have to learn a lot to learn how to throw a net instead of throw a fishing line. The island's got a big problem, 80% unemployment. But the island still has all the wealth of the fish because the 2 people produce as much fish as 10 did. Now, of course, looking back in history, these changes used to take thousands of years. And during that time, we went into farming and transportation. Some of us became doctors and some teachers and lawyers, and we developed all these new professions and new manufacturing jobs. Today, these changes are occurring literally in one day when a new technological advance occurs, and we don't have the social structures to deal with it or to retrain the unemployed people.
So one of the things that I think is interesting as I travel across the country and really travel around the world is the way that we work and the way we get paid for work is changing pretty dramatically.
On a global basis, everything is being turned upside down because of the rapidly advancing technologies. They are eliminating many jobs, and we have been left with many people not prepared for the jobs that exist.
A lot of demand in public companies was to squeeze out all the fat and to get just as much margin as we possibly could, and fat equals humans.
So this idea of job security in information age is so obsolete, but it's still taught inside our school system, and that's where the problem starts. There's no financial education in the school system, and people are still trained to be employees to work for that paycheck. This is a chart on the middle class. What's happening in the middle class, those that went to school, their incomes have been coming down for years. And parents still say to their kids, go to school, get a job. Now what happens to all those middle class people who are dropping off the ends of the chart? Well, they become what's called working poor. And this is what happens to working poor. But they say poverty is ending. Well, poverty may be ending, but working poverty is going up. And this is food stamp usage. So food stamp usage in America is going through the roof right now, because people cannot earn what they call a living wage.
Most people have experienced financial pressures that I think are probably greater than they have been in the past.
If you're not working for yourself, then it's going to be a pretty hard road for a lot of people.
Today, if you're going to control your future, the 40-40 plan is gone, where you can graduate from college and get a job and work for 40 hours a week for 40 years. That day is gone.
So some of these charts actually tell you what's going on. And this is a really interesting one, you know. People are going back to school because if I go back to school, I'll get a nice job. But this is what's happening to, it's called Sallie Mae, which is the student loan guys. Student loan is going through the roof. It's now over $1 trillion, and student loan debt is worse than credit card debt. So when people stopped using credit card, the government got people into student loan debt. And the problem with student loan debt is you can never be forgiven. See, with credit card debt, you can declare bankruptcy and then all's forgiven. But student loan debt, you can declare bankruptcy, you still owe it. It's the worst of all debt. But this is the next picture. Look at this chart here. This is what's happening to wages of college graduates. It's going down. So you go to college, you rack up all this debt, but you earn less money. Now, that's not that intelligent.
Average person who's been working a lifetime in America today is ending their lifetime at 65 with about $41,000 in assets. They earned just enough to survive.
I think in the United States we have something like 17 trillion in debt.
That's just the federal government debt. We got another 2 in municipal and in other, let's call it almost 20 trillion government. We've got 40 trillion in private debt. That comes up to close to 60 trillion. When you then add something we never had before, what you were talking about, when we look at the unfunded portion of Social Security and primarily Medicare, Medicaid, that, at the most conservative estimates from outside firms, Kleiner Perkins, 67 trillion and growing. That's more than all our other debt. There's less conservative estimates that say it's 84 trillion or higher. I added up conservatively $127 trillion in total debt. Debt is a financial drug. When you take it to excess, it's like taking a drug. Yeah, it makes you feel better, it enhances your performance, but at a huge cost, eventually it kills you. And so that's what happens. We keep doing more and more debt, and you get less and less results, just like a drug, until the debt gets so high that it crushes the whole system. That's where we're at, 8.2 times GDP.
You know who I feel sorry for? I feel sorry for the person who dreads going to work, who is sick to their stomach on Monday morning, who hates their alarm clock, who gets a little glimmer of hope on a Wednesday because it's hump day and says, thank God it's Friday. And they live for those 2 days a week where they get to be themselves and they don't have to be around people they don't like, and they don't have to play the political game in the office, and they don't have to live this half life. The person that works 50 weeks a year just to be able to have the 2 weeks for vacation. And you know what happens to most of them? Nowadays, they don't have a vacation. They have a staycation. They have time off of work, but they don't get to go where they want to go because they're overextended. They've got all this debt. They got all this situation. They hate their alarm clock. They can't sleep until they're done. They have to spend most of their life in traffic. I feel sorry for that group of people because there's a better way. They just don't know it.
I see this really interesting attempt at rugged individuality in a 6x8 rectangle, and I feel like you're all the same, except for the little push pins of the pictures. There's different pictures. Yours is named Jenny, and his is named Sujara, but it's the same people.
And this is how they are, and they're just like the zombies, and there's no joy in there, there's no fun. There's always like the wacky woman who decorates her cubicle, and that's the most she can do there. You got to give her credits, right? The wacky cubicle woman.
The basis for their life is worry. I'm worried, you know, maybe I'll get fired. I'm worried maybe my company will go out of business. I'm worried I can't keep spinning the plates on paying the bills. I'm worried about how do I send my kids to college. I'm worried, what if the transmission of my car breaks? That's, you know, 2 or 3, I can't fix it. People live in a sea of worry, and it eats at them.
Those signs that people held up during the Depression didn't say looking for gainful employment in a cubicle. It said looking for work. Work is what we're looking for. Job is just a unit of measurement. Work is what we're going after.
It's time to look in the mirror and say, it's not the economy, it's my economy. It's my little world of where I am. I need to improve. I'm not going to wait for the economy to come back because, frankly, the economy is doing great in this country.
So I'm here on Wall Street, the financial center of the universe, the financial capital of the world. This is where most people's money goes to at least be held for a time, right? With interest rates in banks being effectively zero, and many experts are predicting it's going to stay at zero for the next 10, 20, even 30 years, people feel like they don't have any choice but to put their future into equities, to put their future into the hands of other people on this stock market, and hope that the stock market goes up, hope that the stocks that their advisors pick or that they pick goes up. That's one way to go, I guess. It's my personal belief that if you put your future into the hands of yourself, in other words, you have earning power by yourself, I think you're a better investment than these guys. I think you controlling your future is a better option than handing over your retirement to these guys. The average household income in the United States is approximately $50,000 a year, what they call the middle class. To reach the top 25% of income earners, you need to earn at least $90,000 a year. To reach the top 10% would be a household income of $140,000, the top 5%, $190,000, and to be in the top 1%, you'd need a combined household income of at least $380,000 a year. So here's the question. What do you think would give you the best chance to move up and get to the top 10%, the top 5%, the top 1% and beyond? In my opinion, and in the opinion of many, many experts, the answer is to become an entrepreneur, to become your own boss.
I think you have to be a business owner. I can't, the only time I ever say to someone it'd be great to be an employee is when they've already told me they've surrendered. I only tell people who are wounded spiritually that they should be an employee. And it's that feeling that you get when you pick up the backpack off the little Cub Scout and say, "Don't worry, little guy, we'll get you back to the camp." You know, it is in no way a kindness when I tell someone they'd be a great employee.
The other status symbol really increasingly is lifestyle. And people can own their own business, maybe even work out of their house. That, I tell you, people admire that. Like, gosh, I wish I could do that.
The spirit of the entrepreneur is to be a risk taker and to be resourceful and unstoppable and to have a vision of yourself beyond where you are and not willing to settle for life as it is.
You think about the great entrepreneurs, they're visionary, they have heart, they're willing to do today what others won't so they can do tomorrow what others can't.
Personally, I don't think of the new economy, the old economy. I create my own economy. The entrepreneur's in control. I decide what the economy is going to be like.
In the world of entrepreneurship, there are no limits. You can make as much as you want, depending on how much you want to work and how smart you are and how great a team you put together.
There's no more lifetime rewarding business than being an entrepreneur.
Why in America, where anyone could be anything, would people want to give up their freedom and become effectively a modern-day slave, told shut up and be here every morning at 7:30, leave at 5:30, and do what I tell you?
If people decide to become an entrepreneur and work for themselves, they have some traditional options, but they're riskier than you might think.
Any kind of a retail business, retail build-outs, is extremely expensive. Even just these small little yogurt stores where they're putting little yogurt machines and you get all the different flavors, you're spending $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 to open a yogurt shop.
I would love to buy a Dunkin' Donuts, but it's a $500,000 or so to start. I don't quite have that just-in-case money.
Risking lose it all, and most guys do 2 or 3 times, and even big guys like Branson, because I'm such a fan of his, half his companies don't work. If you make $1 million, your problems are going to go. If you make $1 billion, your problems are really going to go. Just the opposite. You and I know when you're making $1 million, you get $1 million responsibilities. You make $1 billion, you got 1,000 times $1 million responsibilities.
And most people say, I'd love to be my own boss. 70% of Americans would love to be their own boss, according to recent polls. But they don't know how to get there. Because what are you going to do? One, you could buy an existing business. If somebody's selling an existing business, you have to ask why. Usually because it's probably hard. It's probably not making as much money as they hope. 2, they could buy a franchise. A little less risk, proven system, but it's expensive to be able to do that. 3, they could start something from scratch. And that's where a lot of people feel like, I don't have the chops to do it. I don't have the money. I don't have the product idea. I don't have the expertise. I don't have whatever it's going to take to be able to get there, and I can't risk my family to do it. So, 4th, they could become an investor. A lot of people in this town invest to try and figure out a way, but you got to be pretty smart with that game too, right?
Venture capitalists, who are the very best and most sophisticated in investing in new breakthrough businesses, make it on 1 out of 11. That means 10 out of 11 are mediocre or fail. Most of them fail. That's the risk there. An angel investor is lucky to get 1 out of 15 or 20.
A business is a team sport. Like, I have to have accountants, I have to have engineers, I have to have system designers, I have to have sales, marketing, I have to have accounting, I have to have mission statements, I have to have legal and all that. The average Joe Schmo, even me, I go out there, I don't have the skills to put a business together.
I think the bottom line for the 4 traditional options is they take money, sometimes a lot of it. They take expertise, and they take time. All of that adds up to just too much risk for most people.
I bought a business from somebody else, and it was a lot of work. And you start wondering, what did I just buy? Because I guess ultimately I own your email list, and I just overpaid for it.
People that start their own business, they spend a lot of money, they spend a lot of time, a lot of effort to get things started. And the more you invest on the upfront, the harder you typically work at it.
Well, I can tell you what the success rate is of a restaurant.
What is it?
They're crazy enough. About 90% of them fail.
About 90%, in how quickly?
Year or less.
Wow.
And if we're talking non-franchise, we're talking franchise,
Sure.
that's totally different.
Yeah.
But our students aren't getting franchise restaurants.
You got to invest big money.
Exactly. And with someone like McDonald's, you've had to work with the company for a long period of time, really know the
You even have a
business.
chance at investing $1
You
million.
have a chance, and it's a slim chance.
What if there was a way that you had all the proven aspects, the comfort aspects, and you could still control your own life? What if there was both? In other words, you didn't have to create everything from scratch. You didn't have to be a super leader. All you had to do, what if there was a proven product already? You didn't have to create the product. And there's a proven system already, proven training already. Everything except an employer. That was the only thing that you didn't have. Do you think more people would be open to working for themselves in that environment? In our search for a better way to make a living, we've come to the conclusion that becoming an entrepreneur is actually safer than being an employee. And through our look at the entrepreneurial options, one particular path kept coming up from expert after expert. And I think most people will find it surprising because it's certainly a non-traditional business model. That model is for people to start their own business and become an entrepreneur through the creation of a network marketing business. Some people call it direct selling because the product is being sold directly from the manufacturer to the end consumer, cutting out the middlemen. Other people call it multi-level marketing, or MLM, because there are multiple levels of commissions paid. The most common term today is network marketing, because network marketing best describes using a large group of independent distributors, independent entrepreneurs, to move a product or service more efficiently.
So my friend here, Donald Trump, and I, we always write about the network marketing industry. And the reason we support the network marketing industry is because it really is a business school for entrepreneurs. Because most people come out of school looking for a paycheck. Oh, that's terrible.
I would go into network marketing like that. I think if it didn't exist, we should invent it. It is that good.
I think direct selling is a great way to do business today. It's very easy to get into that industry, and you can be self-employed, be, in effect, an entrepreneur.
When we see multi-billionaires adding network marketing companies to their portfolio of companies, that would be a clue. When we see people who are very famous authors and very famous business people endorsing the industry, that would be a clue.
These network marketing companies aren't $50 million companies. They're billions and billions of dollars. They lead the stock market. They're major companies.
When we're going to get it? You know, and you're going to school to work for a paycheck. But if you want to be rich, be an entrepreneur. And network marketing gives you the spirit to be an entrepreneur.
A traditional company will spend up to 50% of their total revenue on marketing. Network marketing companies use a different approach. Instead of having all that extensive marketing expense, they utilize a network of independent distributors to do the marketing for them. Now, why do they do this? First, because word-of-mouth advertising is so much more effective today than traditional media advertising. Second, some products need to be explained or demonstrated, and an independent salesperson can do that more effectively than an ad campaign. Third, it's completely efficient. The company only pays for the marketing of their product if a sale happens and not before. Imagine if Amazon allowed you to become an independent distributor and paid out 40% of its revenue to that distributor group. All you had to do as a distributor was recommend a product, and if a person bought it on Amazon, Amazon would take care of all the logistics, and you'd get paid for bringing the customer. Now imagine you got paid for every purchase that customer made for the rest of their lives. Well, Amazon doesn't offer this option, but network marketing companies do.
85% of all buying decisions in our society are made as a result of word of mouth or reputation.
We're recommending things to each other all the time. You know, who's your dentist? Who's your doctor? Who's your lawyer? What detergent, are you using? What legal system are you using? What product are you using? We're talking to each other about the things that we love anyway.
When you go into a big box retailer, you're lucky if the clerk looks you in the eye, much less gives you any detailed or accurate information about what you're purchasing. So of course, this personal information, this education coming from a friend, a neighbor, a relative, or even a stranger, but one who has experience with the product is extraordinarily valuable.
As a matter of fact, network marketing can educate consumers probably better than any other form of marketing. It certainly can do better than advertising, because advertising usually has a certain hype to it, and you can only get limited information. So, network marketing trumps advertising.
If you were a typical sales company and you wanted to sell $1 million a month worth of product, you might go find 100 superstar salespeople. The quota would be $10,000 a month. So network marketing as a distribution system just flips the numbers. So we use 10,000 happy, raving fans of a particular product, and we don't concern ourselves so much with how much product each one of them individually sells. If they sell just $100 or $200 a month, and there's 10,000 of them, you're selling $1 million to $2 million a month worth of product. And that's the best way I can explain how network marketing works.
This is the marketing arm of the company. There's not money being wasted on bricks and mortar. There's not money being wasted on inventory that's sitting stagnant somewhere. There's not of employees standing around that don't have customers. These are people that are going to connect with customers.
These companies allow people to become independent distributors for extremely low cost and with no minimum time or sales quota. Essentially, they own their own business and can provide as much or as little sales as they choose. In other words, the distributor gets all the benefits of traditional business ownership, without the risk.
The advantage of network marketing is the ease of entry, the low risk, and the low startup cost, because almost everything else has very high risk.
You can get in for a minimal investment. You're buying into a system that's already been proven, products or services that have been proven to work.
The keys to network marketing is providing an opportunity for the masses to get involved, providing an opportunity for the average person who doesn't have the resources to start their own business.
All of this so far is fairly straightforward, but network marketing offers another benefit, and it's this benefit that makes it so interesting for entrepreneurs. Network marketing allows a distributor to build their own network of other distributors and then compensates them on the sales created by that entire group.
Direct selling is, at its base, very simple. It's the sale of a product or service to an individual on a face-to-face, one-on-one basis, just the way we're talking right now. But there's an important element as well, and that's the offering in conjunction with that sale of product, the offering of an opportunity for someone to make something of themselves.
No matter what your social status is, no matter what language that you speak, I mean, look how many unbelievable people are becoming successful that speak every kind of language out there. What an awesome gift to give the world.
Instead of having to work your way up in a system and prove that you could be a sales manager, they just decided everybody can be a sales manager. Everybody gets to build a sales team from day one. And so what that brought into the system of growth as a direct selling company is the concept of compounding or geometric progression. Because now you can actually grow Salesforce very quickly because everybody is enrolling people in their own sales force.
People who are like, oh, this is weird, I'm building a sales team, or what do you think you do at a regular company? How do you think a regular company works?
Network marketing is the only industry that doesn't say your past determines your future. It looks at your past and says, okay, now what can we train you to do so you can have a great future? Every other employer out there wants to exploit you for what you already know, not teach you something new.
Network marketing has the potential to save the United States and the world, because it's going to teach people not to be employees, but to be entrepreneurs.
According to the Direct Selling Association, if you add up all the network marketing companies around the world, they combine to do over $178 billion a year in retail sales. To give you an idea of how big that really is, the NFL, the National Football League, does approximately $9 billion a year. The music industry does a little more than $16 billion a year, and the movie industry does about $80 billion a year. Using a conservative average, network marketing companies pay their distributors about 40% of that $178 billion in the form of commissions, which adds up to more than $71 billion a year. That's almost $6 billion a month. It's almost $200 million in commissions every single day. So it's certainly working, and people are making serious money in network marketing.
With the growth of the direct selling industry over the last 10, 15, 20 years, we've seen a broader understanding of the channel. We have seen more and more people getting involved in the business, so our penetration in the marketplace has increased, and thus the understanding in the marketplace of who we are has increased. And we've seen non-direct selling companies look at the direct selling model and say, something's going on there. People are making money. Companies are being profitable, individuals are being motivated, product is being delivered to market. Maybe we should explore this.
Some people think only the people at the top make money. Well, let's take a look at that as well. In the network marketing profession, there are roughly 500 people in the world who earn over $1 million a year. If you round that number up to $2 million a year, that adds up to about $1 billion a year. That takes the $71 billion paid out each year down to $70 billion. So where does the rest of the money go? The vast majority goes to part-time people making anywhere from a few $100s a month to many thousands of dollars a month. It goes to people who choose to make it a full-time career move and earning even more than that. Every day, people are using the money they earn through network marketing to pay off debt, have more fun, and improve the quality of their lives.
Everyone I know in network marketing has been doing that since the 50s. They go to work when they want to go to work. They stop working when they want to take time with their children to have a leisurely breakfast and discuss issues and driving to school. They go back to work when they get home, wherever they're working out of.
The biggest thing that I've seen is people that have become much happier in their life.
MLM has probably made more millionaires of more people in more countries, and I've spoken to them in 67 countries, than any other single form of business, starting from nothing.
If they have a choice between working a job for the next 10 years or working a network marketing business for the next 10 years, the result of working the network marketing business will be better.
A lot of people within the industry go on and make this a career and do extremely well at it.
Network marketing has been nothing but good for everyone I know that's been involved with it, because they did it seriously and they played full out and they've been very successful. It's been a constant barrage of success stories and people showing off stuff they got as a result of it.
How many people are involved? Approximately 16 million Americans and 96 million people around the world are currently participating in network marketing. And in a recent poll, 82% of those people report a good, very good, or excellent experience with network marketing. So people are happy. So I've taken a look at the network marketing profession and really tried to understand why so many people are confused as to the validity of this as a business. One is this pyramid shape. People get really messed up with this pyramid. Oh, it's one of those pyramid things.
So I just think there are a lot of haters out there who really don't understand the industry and say, oh, it's a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a pyramid.
Well, corporate America is a pyramid scheme. You know what I mean? It goes like this. You have thousands of MBAs, let's say working for Ford or General Motors or Coca-Cola. If all these MBAs, they're all trying to get to here, that's a pyramid. Only one guy's going to make it. Every 10 years, one's going to make it. Whereas you look at network marketing, it's like this. So you're here, and your job is to develop other CEOs coming up behind you. So it's an inverse pyramid.
In network marketing, it's a very simple concept. If you sell product, you get paid. It is paid based on production. There is no first mover's advantage. There is no investment component where the more somebody spends, the more they're entitled to make. So the two are polar opposites of each other.
It doesn't matter what shape the company is or the compensation plan is shaped, whether it's a circle or a pyramid or a triangle or a trapezoid, it doesn't matter. If compensation is coming primarily from recruitment, then you've got a problem. On the other hand, if an operation is basing their compensation to participants on the basis of sales, even when those sales are generated by people you've recruited, well, then you're a perfectly legitimate enterprise. That's the legal test, it's the practical test.
Another issue that's been true in the past that is no longer true now is people used to be in network marketing loaded up with products that they couldn't sell, and they ended up a loser. They ended up with a bunch of product in their garage, they ended up with a bunch of products sitting in their kitchen shelves or whatever, and they thought they could sell it, and then they weren't willing to or able to sell it, and they ended up with a bunch of stuff, and they were bitter about it.
There was this thing called front loading where you had to buy, if you bought $25,000 worth of product, you got better commissions and all this. Today, it's almost all done by computer. It's direct mail, comes from a warehouse somewhere else. You don't have to have all this inventory. You don't have to stock up. It's a paperless world now. Most of it's done online. You have a back office. It really works. And the technology has changed everything.
Third issue is people start talking about 99% of people in network marketing don't make any money. Well, we've talked about that over the course of this journey together. Almost $200 million a day is being paid out to network marketing distributors around the world.
The naysayers, the people who say that it doesn't work, are usually the ones who just don't know how to make it work for themselves. And so they're giving you an opinion, and I tell people, don't confuse people's opinions with expertise, because opinions are free. And don't confuse sincerity with the truth, because people can be sincerely wrong.
But here's the reality inside of network marketing. The vast majority of people that get involved in network marketing just become customers, and they get involved to be able to purchase product at a lower price. If you take Costco as an example, if a person goes into Costco and gets a membership to Costco so they can get a lower price on the product, we don't call that person a loser because they have a bunch of product that they walked out with with a smile on their face. Yet when some people want to take a look at network marketing, they say, well, those people, they're just using the product and they aren't earning an income, so they must be a loser. They're not a loser, they're a happy customer. That's the vast majority of people that are involved in network marketing. Now, a smaller percentage of those people decide to go build a business. They earn $300 a month, $500 a month, $1,000, $2,000. That's the bulk of earnings in network marketing. And then there's the few that really decide to take it serious, really decide to build a large network, really work to make that network very, very productive. And those people make huge amounts of money and there's no cap.
What I do as an outside economist, just somebody looking at this industry like any other industry I speak in, and say, look, what's the realities of this? 1% do incredibly well. 10% generate some additional income at pretty low risk and effort. That's not, and 90% of people roughly end up customers.
One thing that I think is real when it comes to people's perceptions about network marketing is people put this, and distributors, I think, involved in network marketing have some responsibility for this. They have sometimes unrealistic claims about the product or about the income.
Most people who become distributors, they want the money, they want to be successful, but they don't have the skills. They don't know what to do. And when people don't know what to do and they're in a new business, they're scared. And when they're scared, they panic and desperation kind of sets in. So they think everyone they talk to has to get in. So if I talk to you and you say, well, no, I don't have time to do that, they're like, no, I need you. You have to do this or I won't be successful. So I start clawing on you. I start that desperation. So then I start making claims about the product, which are not appropriate, probably not even true. Or I start saying, oh, let me show you how you can make all this money and you don't have to do anything, Eric. And so you just totally misrepresent the opportunity, and you're clingy with people because you think you need everybody to be successful, and you don't.
You know, one of the messages that I try to deliver most forcefully to companies as well as salespeople in direct selling is that you don't have to overpromise.
The reality is in network marketing, there's a lot of hard work involved. There's a lot of effort. You're going to have to develop yourself. It's a business like anything else. It's going to take some time, but in my opinion, it's better.
It's light years better for people starting today than it was even 5 years ago.
I think it's more widely accepted now, and people understand it is a business. It is being an entrepreneur. It is being a business owner.
Our belief system is based upon our evaluation of something, and frequently if we reevaluate a situation, our belief about that situation will change.
The industry has changed and it's grown up. It's totally transformed.
You've got young people today that have grown up with social media, and they understand networks. They understand how people are connected through technology, and they understand how money flows through those networks. So when they see network marketing, they don't see it the way their parents saw it.
And we've all learned, the larger industry that you represent, has all learned from those mistakes and flaws and errors that have happened early on. Early algorithms didn't work the right way. That's all fixed.
It's like when they design a computer program, they design the program, then they run it, and then they go back through and they debug it. The MLM industry has been debugged.
This is the day of being virtual, being able to run a business from your mobile phone. I mean, it's incredible.
Companies are getting smarter. They're implementing more consumer protections. They're implementing more compliance training. They're doing more with respect to product research.
If you do get involved and you make purchases of inventory, even on a voluntary basis, if you decide that this business is not for you, you can leave and have that inventory repurchased by the company. There's no other business that offers that kind of protection on a voluntary, self-regulatory basis.
If you decide to look further into a network marketing business in order to generate more cash flow for your family, I would recommend reviewing the following 4 elements. First is the product or service. And on the product or service, I would ask 5 important questions. 1, do you like it? Is it something you would feel comfortable sharing with others? 2, is there a recognized need in the marketplace? It's hard to create a need if one isn't naturally there. 3rd, does the product meet that need? Does it solve a legitimate problem for consumers? And 4th, Is it priced to sell? Can it compete in the marketplace? And fifth, is it priced for profit? Is there enough margin for the company and the distributor to be able to generate income for the long term? If you can answer the questions on the product to your satisfaction, the next element to consider is the company itself. Is it well run? Do you believe in the founders or the management team? Do you feel they have what it takes to go all the way? See, it doesn't matter how good the product is if the management can't take care of the company. Good management can change with the times. They can handle adversity. They can make good decisions. Make sure you choose a company that can serve you for a long time. The third element to consider is the compensation plan. And with that, there are 3 important things to look at. First, a brand new person needs to be able to generate some money fairly quickly. It may be an obvious reason, but you can probably imagine the ripple effect of a distributor getting involved and having even a small victory fast. That can only help with the overall success of the organization. Second, a person should be able to develop a moderate part-time income in a reasonable period of time. As they develop their network and as their sales grow, they should be able to enjoy more benefits. And third, for the people who are really serious, for those who decide to really go pro in the network marketing profession, there should be the possibility to make a serious full-time income if they work hard and are committed to developing their skills. If you're comfortable with the product, the company, and the compensation plan, the last thing you should look at is the support that will be made available to you. Does the company have a website? Does it have a solid online reporting tool? Do they have comprehensive training available? Do they host events to help you build your business? If you decide to do this, what kind of a support system can you plug into? Choosing a network marketing company is a personal decision. But evaluating the 4 elements of product, company, compensation plan, and support is a great place to start.
Is the company promising that you're going to get rich quick or that you can make a lot of money without a lot of effort? That's a red flag. Is there a product that you really believe in that you think can be sold? Or are you being told by salespeople or the person who's trying to recruit you or by the company itself that don't worry about the product, all you have to do is recruit other people into the business? Red flag, warning sign. If you're hearing that, take a second or even a third look.
Get to know the customers, the products, the business, have some success, and see where the opportunities might take you to move up in the organization.
You want to find out how concerned are they about my education, my training, and my development? Is there a space for me to grow? Most important question.
Learn everything that you can about the product. Make sure it's something that you believe in, and learn everything you can about the industry and work that system.
You have to be very passionate about whatever that company is doing.
I would get involved. You can always test drive anything, you know, the product, the service, the community, and then lean into it a bit. If it feels good, then lean into it a lot.
Behind me is the Lincoln Memorial. And this is a place where Martin Luther King Jr. had his famous "I Have a Dream" speech. And at that speech, he talked about his dream for equality for everyone around the world, and that's a noble dream. But I think more people need to remember what it was like when they were kids and the dream was still alive in them, before it got beaten out of them by reality, by this paycheck, by these responsibilities, and by having to live for this job to pay the bills. I think people need to remember that, go back to that. Once they know that there's a better way, I think their future is going to be much brighter. They can live a better life. So if you're considering getting involved in a network marketing company, let me offer you just a few pieces of advice. First, network marketing isn't perfect. It's emotional, it's challenging. Like any entrepreneurial venture, it can have its up days and its down days. But if you have an entrepreneurial bone in your body, it's just better. Second, if you're going to do it, decide to be professional. Decide to go pro. It's better to do that than just be this amateur sticking your toe in the water. Third, as any professional, you're going to have to learn some new skills. And I promise you, inside of the network marketing profession, they're not too difficult to learn. Fourth, like anything worthwhile, it's going to take some time. Don't expect that you're going to get to the finish line right out of the gate. And fifth, it's worth it. It's worth it to be able to take charge of your life again. It's worth it to be able to control your own financial situation. It's worth it for the people you're going to be able to spend time with. It's worth it for the things you're going to be able to see and the experiences you're going to be able to experience. It's worth it for the causes you're going to be able to contribute to, the lives you're going to be able to touch, the customers you're going to be able to help, the friendships you're going to be able to develop. I promise you, it's worth it. Remember, most people are searching for answers just like you are. But I do have to tell you the catch to network marketing. If there is a catch, if you want to understand this from an emotional point of view, people say, well, it sounds too good to be true. It's not. It's hard work. But here's the catch. Most people still don't understand it. So you're going to have to endure the loss of social esteem from ignorant people. The uneducated will think less of you. Now, if you can handle that, you're on your way. If that's going to destroy you, you know what? Entrepreneurship in general probably isn't in your future. If you can face that catch, you can become unstoppable.
I want everyone to really contemplate this if they're not in network marketing. You're in a job, you probably have a mortgage, you have rent, you have debt, whatever's going on. You're in a prison.
You work just hard enough to keep them from firing you, and they pay you just enough to keep you from quitting. Come on! I've been there, done that, and bought that t-shirt.
In network marketing, if you run into failure, it's really just a homework lesson for yourself. There's no one to blame.
You really have no excuse not to be successful. You just don't. People don't want to hear that, but there's so much available to you.
If you want to be a good network marketer, be a student to the people above you, be a fellow traveler to the people on the same level, and be a teacher to those below, and know when it's appropriate to do which. People who are not afraid of asking people to buy things, or not afraid of persuading people with a chance they may say no, these people own the future.
Nothing happens until something moves. So you got to go move, you got to go do something, or nothing's going to change in your life.
In the beginning, you're going to do a lot of things that you don't get paid for. But as you go down the road, you get paid for a lot of things that you don't do.
And your job is rehabilitating the spirit, the entrepreneur spirit in all of us. You get it back.
Either give it a strong yes or a strong no, but no wishy-washy, dilly-dally stuff in the middle.
There's dreams and there are nightmares, but I believe that the biggest nightmare of all is when you don't pursue your dream.
You're going to see some monumental growth in this profession. It's an exciting, exciting time to be involved with the network marketing profession. The next 10 years, I see just exponential growth.
When that tipping point comes, it's not a matter of asking somebody, have you ever heard about network marketing? You're really asking them, which company are you building your wealth in?
We are here to fix the world, to improve relationships with other people, to improve other lives. And the real reward comes as an entrepreneur in any level from teaching somebody something and watching them soar. There is no greater reward.
Life's too short to spend it living someone else's dream instead of your own. It's too short to spend it living at a fraction of your potential. Can being an entrepreneur be a challenge at times? Sure. But here's what you get in exchange. It can be yours. Something that you built, something that you created, something that you made happen. This balloon represents your dream. It represents entrepreneurship. My wish for all of you is that you would reach out and grab it. The choice is up to you. Well, I hope you enjoyed the film, and I hope more than that, you could see the power of being able to use this as a tool to help a prospect understand the value of, one, being an entrepreneur, two, the value of getting involved in network marketing, and three, kind of a little bit better understanding of what they're getting involved in. We created this so you could give a prospect a DVD and say, hey, here's an interesting documentary that you might enjoy on the topic of entrepreneurship. Or you can ask people, do you enjoy documentaries? I have a film that I can send to you online that you can take a look at it. We've delivered this in several different forms. If you want to get your hands on this documentary that isn't a preview copy, that doesn't have this stuff on it, to be able to share with a prospect, you could do it a number of different ways. One, you could purchase the DVDs, okay? And the link to purchase DVDs is on this page, and they'll be sent right out to you. And I think it would be good to always have some on hand to be able to hand to a prospect and then follow up. Two, you could download this movie to your device, and you could sit down with someone and you could share the entire movie, and you can watch it as many times as you like by purchasing it via download. Three, you could rent it. You could rent it for 3 days, less expensively, and you could watch it as many times as you want, and you could share it with other people. And four is really cool. We've created a replicated website system that will allow you, for a very low price, to be able to have your own website that has this documentary on it. Imagine you've got a website that has your name on it, your picture, your story, and this documentary. And you can send prospects to this documentary and have them watch it. Here's how it works. If you were to rent this documentary as a non-replicated site subscriber, you'd pay approximately $3 to rent the movie, and you'd be able to watch it for 3 days. So you could tell your prospects, hey, go rent this movie for $3, or you could use this replicated site. And here's what the replicated site is: $9.97 per month. And for that $9.97, you get the replicated site branded to you. When they're done watching the movie, it'll link back to your company page, right? And you can gift rentals at just 50 cents a piece. Every month you get 20, for your $9.97, you get 20 rentals, so it works out to 50 cents, that you can offer to prospects. Say, hey, listen, I thought you'd like this movie, so I rented this movie for you. You've got 3 days to watch it. I hope you enjoy it. It's called Rise of the Entrepreneur. And when they get that invitation, if they click on it and watch that, you, on your replicated site, will see when they started watching, how much they watched, and you'll be able to follow up. You've got a contact manager in the replicated site, a whole bunch of cool stuff you'll be able to see when you click on the replicated site link. And if you go through your 20 invites and you want to get more, you can reload for $4.97 and get another 10, as many times as you want over the course of the month. Imagine you can have a prospect watch this for 50 cents, less than 50 cents. And it's instantly on their device. It's instantly on their computer. It's instantly there. You know, imagine that. Pretty cool, right? So we're excited to be able to have some technology to be able to help you share this with other people and to be able to do it very, very inexpensively.
I believe we got massive value from that. Kudos to everyone that waited to the end of this meeting. Thank you very, very much for staying to the end of this meeting. I really much appreciate everyone, sir. Well done, Daddy. I say to sir. And on Monday, by God's grace, Doctor will be communicating to when the graduation is going to be taking place and to be communicated duly. Thank you very much for staying to the end of this meeting. Congratulations to everyone, and see you at the top. Have a blessed night. I've come to the end of the New Connectors Academy for this period.